So here we are back with Dennis and his Sunbeam Alpine with the V6 conversion. People were asking for details about the build, so here's the details. So let's start with the details about what the engine is, what it came out of, what the transmission is, and so on. So the motor is a 2.8
V6 Ford V6, and it actually, the block came out of a 85 Ranger.
85 Ranger.
And the transmission came out of the same. I bought it as an engine and transmission assembly.
Okay, so it's a 5-speed then?
Yes.
5-speed. Yeah. The intake manifold, is that the original intake manifold?
It is.
So it's carbureted?
That one is actually off of a 74 2.8 Ford out of a Mustang 2.
Mustang 2.
1974.
Okay, 74 Mustang 2, aluminum obviously, which looks kind of cool, all dolled up like that. So that's the basics of the motor. So as far as modifying the motor, it's a basic stock rebuild?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay, ignition, is that points and condenser or is that electronic?
It's electronic.
Okay, all right, and that's looks like a GM one-wire alternator, is that?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Okay, that makes things easier to wire up.
Yeah, sure does.
So on the motor, I guess probably the hardest part was the exhaust, I'm guessing?
Yes, we had to make our own headers for it.
Basically, yeah, from stainless, just pieces of stainless.
Little pipes.
Little pipes.
Welded them together, yeah.
Yeah. So this side isn't so bad, but you got the steering box there, which is
Made it really tight.
made it really tight.
Yeah.
But it doesn't rub anywhere, and you did it. It's stainless. Mm-hmm. Looks pretty good. So any modifications? So the steering. This is steering box here.
Yeah.
So the steering is basically still stock Alpine, right?
Yes, it is, yeah. The only thing I did change is there's a crossbar that goes across from side to side right here.
Yeah.
And I did get one that moved it up and about an inch. And I'm not even sure I needed that, but it was available, so I got it.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Front motor mounts, what are they?
I bought them from Dan R. He is on the Sunbeam website, and once I bought the motor mounts from him, then and put those in, then I knew I had everything in the right place. So then I could build off of that.
Okay, and the rear cross member for the transmission, is that?
We made that too.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's custom made.
Yeah.
Okay. Radiator is stock Alpine?
It is the stock Alpine one, yeah.
And is it keeping it cool?
Yes.
Okay, and you got electric fans, obviously.
Yeah, I got 2 electric fans on the inside. That's
Can't really see.
one of the jobs I did this one.
Okay, so that's the motor, that's a tranny. Obviously custom throttle linkage you had to set up. The pedal, is that a custom pedal or is that?
It is, yeah.
It's a custom pedal to go with that, okay. All right, and it's a 2-barrel carburetor, Motorcraft carburetor or a Holly? Motorcraft. Okay, so moving back, it's a custom drive shaft.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And the rear end is out of a
84 Mustang GT.
84 Mustang GT, so that's 8.8?
It's a 7.5.
Okay, so 7.5. See if I can get a shot of that. 7.5. Limited slip differential.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, and you had to modify the spring perch.
Shortened.
You had to have it shortened.
Yeah.
Narrowed.
Narrow. Yeah.
And the was that a leaf spring Mustang originally, or did you have to add purchase?
Well, we did have to add purchase, so we had to move them, but I think it was a leaf spring one.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
But we cut those off, and we cut the original brackets off and put the new ones on in the right place.
Okay. Running stock Sunbeam gas tanks, twin tanks.
Yes, it is.
Did you, fuel pump, electronic fuel pump, or?
It is an electronic fuel pump. Electric fuel pump.
All right, so the dash is obviously custom dash. That's not an Alpine dash.
Yeah, we made that. And
And the console,
console and everything.
you got a nice long shift lever.
Yeah.
And the gauges are obviously aftermarket gauges.
They're aftermarket gauges. It has a GPS speedometer.
Oh, okay. And a radio that actually works now.
Yes.
Cool. So we got voltmeter, we got the tach, oil pressure, speedo, temperature gauge, fuel gauge, and, oh, what's the water one?
There's another temperature. I have 2 temperature gauges in it right now because I don't trust the right one
Oh, okay.
in the dash.
Okay, cool. All right, so that's the basics of the build. Anything else you can think of that people who might want to do this would need to know?
No, I can't think of anything else.
Well, they can put a comment down below
Yeah.
if they do have any questions. But anyway, it's a really slick installation. And I'll put a link to the other video I did on this car of us dropping the this engine in here. When I say dropping it, was literally dropping it in there. So I'll put a link to that in the description here. So anyways, it's a nice looking car. It's a Viper Blue, is it?
Yeah, that's what they called it.
Yeah. That's a base clear metallic.
And
Yeah.
I think there's some pearl in it too.
And there's some pearl in it too. Cool. All right. Anyways, for people who are asking, there's more details on the Sunbeam. Thanks for watching.